it's a universal story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really isn't just about one person. It's about us all. So I love that, because I'm a believer that you have to try to get word out to the world, as opposed to just here.
It's such an honor to speak with you. I've admired your work for my whole life. Now, this film, Till, was such a heartbreaking and yet important story to be told. It's just as relevant today as it was when it happened.
Yeah.
Why was it so important for you to not only be in it, but also involved as a producer?
Well, because I was asked. They asked me to be part of it, and I said yes. But, you know, the story has never been told. You know, it's which is kind of shocking when you think about it. It's never been told, and yet, you know, we still see the same kind of systemic racism starting to creep back in to our everyday lives, when, you know, we fought really hard to prevent this kind of thing from continuing to go on, and now we're slipping backwards. So I think it's important for people to see it and recognize what it looks like and what systemic racism leads to, because it leads to, you know, hate against LGBTQ folks. It leads to hate against women, hate against Asian folks, Native Americans, name it. It leads to the hate of. So I am very happy that we were able to bring this movie out after many years of trying to get it up and running, and saying, here's what happens when you let systemic racism run amok. This is what it does.
I love how the film really highlights what Mamie did in the aftermath, and how what she contributed to the cause of civil rights. And you play her mother, so a lot of what she does has come from her upbringing. What is that like for you to be playing such an important role in this story?
I think a lot of what Mamie did came from her really sort of figuring it out as she goes, because, you know, I tell her, don't go, you know, don't go down there, don't do this. And she's kind of like, well, I have to. This is what I have to do for my son. And I say to her, well, what about you? You're my kid. Why are you doing this? And, you know, the best part about it is the mother-son relationship, the mother-daughter relationship, because many of us have mothers, many of us have sons, and the relationship of parent and child does not shift, no matter how old they get. You know, my kid is older, and yet she's still, you know, I still like yell at her. What are you doing? Don't do that. You know, but now she yells back. But that's a good thing. But it's the best. One of the best things about this was getting people to understand that it's a universal story. You know, it really isn't just about one person. It's about us all. So I love that, because I'm a believer that you have to try to get word out to the world, as opposed to just here.
Absolutely. Jalen is so luminous on screen. He's such a wonderful talent. What is it like to get to watch this like younger generation evolve? Like, you are kind of a mentor in a way.
Well, you know, they were doing it before I showed up, you know, between the woman who plays his mother, Danielle, and Jalen. I mean, it's just, there's not a bad performance in the bunch. You know, there's just not a bad performance anywhere. It's such an honor to work with them, because it makes you better, you know.
Right. Well, thank you so much. I cannot wait for everyone to see this film. I hope it sparks a nationwide conversation.
Me too. Thank you.
Have a great day.